Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor John Sanchez, and you're watching UABQ.
Oh, that's good. We're back on the Morning Brew, and I love this. We got our new friend Link on the show with us. Link the Ferret. This guy is awesome. He's trying to eat everything, though, right, Jenny?
Yes, yeah.
I didn't realize that ferrets are carnivores. I thought they were more like, you know, otters or something else.
Sweet little things, right?
Right, but they sweet little things that want to get into everything and eat everything.
Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
And we're joined with Jenny and Barry here, and they're with the Albuquerque BioPark. And you guys have a big day on Tuesday, right?
Yes, we do. There's an election coming up. It's got a bond package, a couple of city council races, and in particular, on the very back, if you flip it, you find it all the way back. We have our eighth of a cent GRT question.
And the eighth of a cent GRT question would raise basically what we call the sales tax in New Mexico, just a little bit to raise, was it $16 million, $18 million?
About 16 to 17 million a year. It's about
for the
1
BioPark.
cent. For the capital needs only of the BioPark. It's dedicated tax that would go to renovations, infrastructure, new exhibits like penguins, bigger space for the elephants. The big cats need a makeover in their real estate.
The trains, I love the trains, but the trains were, I didn't realize until you guys were on last time, you said the trains were hand-built by the BioPark volunteers?
Three of the four trains that we run were actually handmade at the facility by staff.
And those were built like 20 years ago. They
were built quite some time ago, and we're not necessarily engineers down there, so they could use some improvement as well.
Yeah. So this election, it was kind of a fight to even get this on the ballot in some ways, right?
We turned in 26,250 signatures.
That's
because
huge.
we wanted to make sure we had that buffer. You need 14,218. And about 2/3 of our signatures were good, so we made it with a few thousand to spare.
Very
but
cool.
Yeah, that was a Herculean effort of volunteers and staff, and we all came together. You only had a 56-day window to get it all done in, so
oh, wow.
We were going crazy all summer.
I'm sure. And early voting is this week.
It's already started. It
Right.
ends Friday, tomorrow. So
if you want to vote for the zoo, now's your chance to get in and get your early voting done. I'm always an early voter anyway. I love that because it's just the easiest thing.
You never know what's going to come up on any one day. You know,
Right.
Tuesday turns out to be busier than you think, and the next thing you know, you've missed an election.
Right, that's it. So I'm a total fan of early voting. I love it. But what are some of the needs at the zoo that you're hoping to get?
Well, the master plan dictates how the capital will be spent, and it includes a new parking structure. At this point, there's 56 days of the year when we overflow into the neighborhoods. 56 days,
I think that's every weekend, every Saturday. I think,
or let's say a big concert, a big Friday night or Thursday night concert could do it as well. We have like River of Lights. We're overflowing into the neighborhood all over at the Botanic Garden pretty much every night if the weather's good.
I live in that neighborhood, and I actually love it. When I see all the cars there, that to me means civic engagement. That's people who are going out and enjoying the zoo. I love seeing that myself. I'm probably one of the few neighbors who doesn't mind the traffic and the reduced parking, but I think it's great when I'm like, oh, everybody's going to the zoo. I think that's pretty cool.
We get a lot of good feedback from the neighborhood.
You guys work with us well, so.
Folks would stop us in recent months and say, hey, we haven't heard the lion roar. What's going on?
But that's not a lion, is it?
Well, it was. That was Cosmo.
Okay.
At dusk.
Oh,
if you were hearing it
Cosmo.
at dusk, he was doing the territorial thing at the end of the day.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, we lost Cosmo just a few weeks ago. I do know that a friend of mine who worked at the zoo told me that that was also could have been one of the giant primates. One of the giant monkeys was roaring at night.
Oh, it might have been the Siamangs, the gibbons. They have the really loud, they fill up their sack and they make these really loud sounds.
Yeah.
And you can hear them all over in the neighborhood. So that's probably who they were.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, and who's this guy? This is Link.
This is Link.
He is trying to get out of your hands.
Well, actually,
the last thing we need is a ferret running loose in the studio.
Exactly. He's a domestic ferret.
Oh, so what's the difference?
Well, he's really from Europe and Asia. They are often used they're always pets. They're domesticated. They what we have in New Mexico is the black-footed ferret, who is a wild ferret. And one of the things we do, we take this guy out to the schools all the time. So we use him as an ambassador to talk about black-footed ferrets and how they're the zoo, not our zoo, but several zoos in the United States are reintroducing them into the wild.
Oh, really?
For that, you know, just to, for the diversity that what happened is they almost went extinct.
Right.
And so we use him as the for that.
Very
we
good.
also.
How old is this guy? Do we know?
This guy we do know, and I have to think he's around 4. He's not very old. They don't live a very long time. They live maybe 8 or 9 years. The other thing we like to do is to tell the kids that I know ferrets are really cute, but do your homework because they get into trouble. They get into everything.
They like to eat everything.
They like to eat. They like to hide things.
Oh.
And my biggest reason that I tell them to tell their mothers is ferrets stink.
Oh.
So I will smell like ferret.
And they spray. Do they spray like a cat or
not
no?
Too much.
Not too
well,
much.
they might. I've not ever experienced that, but they have this really ferret smell. Other ferrets love them. But I'll smell like ferret all day now.
So this guy is, how many of these guys do you have that you take, not ferrets, but you get snakes and ferrets and all kinds of stuff that you take to schools all over the state?
Yes,
right?
we do. We do. We have snakes and we have lizards. We have an armadillo, a 3-banded armadillo, who, of course, is the big hit with the kids.
Oh, it'd be big hit. Can you bring the armadillo here?
Sure.
That'd be great fun. I've never seen an armadillo other than, I guess, at the zoo, probably.
You know, a lot of people say that. Even we have lots of 9-banded armadillos in the United States. And people say, as kids, and even adults, they'll go, this is the first time I've ever seen an armadillo.
Yeah.
And our 3-banded is not from around here, but he's cute, but another one that's no pet.
Not
no,
a pet, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So
you can't put like a leash on an armadillo and walk it?
No.
These guys, I've seen people walk ferrets. You can put the little harnesses on them.
You can put a harness on this guy, and I didn't bring him because I was afraid he might get out of it.
Oh.
We didn't want him running around.
We've had animals loose in the studio before, and we've had berry bitters loose in the studio before.
Oh,
That's
yes.
even worse.
Well, yes.
That's even worse.
All animal control.
Right. Oh, the election is next Tuesday. Don't forget to early vote now. When you pick up the ballot, just flip it over and look on the back. Go all the way down and go all the way to the right. And you can take a look and see, vote for the zoo right there if you want. And we'll see you guys in just a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew with Friends. We got a whole lot more show coming up. Can I see this guy?
Sure.
This guy looks great. Give me a link.
You really,